Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm Balboabtw. Inside of this video, I have you guys the updated rod progression. You guys might have seen my last one from last week. But yeah, to be honest, a lot of stuff has changed, and a lot of people were asking what's the updated rod progression because they're just starting out the game and they're wondering how to do it in the new update. So yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be. If you guys end up enjoying it, like and subscribe. My current goal is 60,000 subscribers. We did end up hitting 50k, so if you guys want to join my Discord, there's a big giveaway going on right now for some game passes. I think I'll be giving away to like 5 or 10 people. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so starting it off, you're going to obviously start off with the flimsy rod. That's the rod that you're going to want. That's the rod that you're spawning in with, right? Right when you start the game, you're going to have the flimsy rod. The first rod that you're going to want to buy is going to be right up here. This is going to be the only rod that you're going to actually buy in early game, and that's going to be the carbon rod. Now, here's the carbon rod stats. I'm not going to lie, the carbon rod is actually pretty decent. The only bad thing is the lure speed, but it does have some luck, some control, and resilience with it. Alright, max KGs for so early on. Now, when you're done with that, when you get the carbon rod, you're just going to fish here for a little bit longer until you have around like 9-ish thousand. Then what you're going to want to do is go to the shipwright, and what you're going to do is, first of all, you're going to buy the surfboard so you can actually travel around the map a little bit faster, and then you're going to use the other 7,000 when you're at Roslet. And then boom, you're just going to go all the way to Roslet because this is where you're going to buy your first mid-game rod. Okay, so you're going to go to Roslet right here. Now, there is a second rod that you can buy here if you guys really wanted to. They both have honestly really good uses, but the two rods are going to be the steady rod and the rapid rod. Now, the steady rod is the only one that you're going to need. This is what you're going to spend your 7,000 on. And the reason why I say that you can also buy the rapid rod is because you guys see the steady rod right here. It's really good. It has high luck. It has really high resilience, a really high max KG. You're going to use this rod for a long time. The only bad thing is the lure speed, which the rapid rod is basically the exact opposite of. Every other stat is bad, but it catches fish really fast. But in my own opinion, steady rod is going to be the one that you're going to want to use majority of the time. The stats honestly are really, really good. The only downside of it is obviously going to be the lure speed, which you can counteract with bait. Now, this is where it starts to change, because that's basically how it was from the last rod progression as well. You got the carbon rod, then you got the steady rod, but now there's a new rod that you can get for 35k at Forsaken Shores, which is right behind Roslet. And this new rod is honestly really, really good for 35k. If you guys don't already know where this rod is, I haven't made a video on this rod, but it is going to be the new best mid-game rod. It's only 35k, and the stats are honestly pretty insane for 35k. It's called the Stuffy Rod. It's right up there. But basically, you're just going to follow me right up here, and then you're just going to go up this ladder. Then you're going to go inside the stool, and that's where you buy it. It's 35k. I don't personally have it, so I can't show you guys. I'm going to be buying it for the first time in this video as well. So yeah, you just go up these ladders right here, then it's going to be inside this stool. But this is going to be the new best mid-game rod. Now, hopefully they keep on adding more mid-game rods, because honestly, the mid-game is kind of where the most help is needed right now. Because before this update, you literally went from steady rod basically like all the way to trident. Here you guys can see the stats. So you get 15% lure speed, 50% luck, and 15 resilience. It's honestly pretty good. Now, honestly, it used to be a lot better in testing, but it is still really good. You get 15 resilience, 50 luck, and 15 lure speed. So in all honesty, it's just going to be kind of like a better steady rod. You're still going to be able to catch fish pretty easily because it does have the 15 resilience, but it also basically is just better. It has more luck and it has actual lure speed. So that's going to be the Scruffy rod. Now, this is going to be your mid-game rod that you're going to use for majority of the time. Now, what you can do after this rod is buy the mythical rod, or you guys can go straight for trident rod. It is a 50-50 because the trident rod glitch is now gone. You can't do it anymore. So yeah, the trident rod is definitely going to be harder to get now. But those are going to be your next two rods. Is going to be either the mythical rod, which spawns, I believe, on the traveling merchant. You guys will see it pop up right here, and it'll say the traveling merchant has spawned. You go to the traveling merchant, I believe it's 90k, and then you get the mythical rod, which might honestly be the rod that you're going to buy, because the trident rod is now back to its normal obtainment method, where you have to complete the whole bestiary. You have to get 5 enchant relics. You have to do a bunch of stuff. So yeah, honestly, what you guys are going to do is going to be buying the mythical rod and then the trident rod. And honestly, the trident rod might not even be that much worth it to even get anymore because of the rod of the depths, which is going to be your final end game rod. If you guys are wondering how to get the rod of the depths, I do have a video on my channel on how to get it. But basically, it's inside the new depths of Vertigo place, and then you're going to go in there. But yeah, you guys see, I believe that's actually the mythical rod right there. It's in a spawn, randomly traveling merchant will appear, and then you guys will see it right here. So here are the stats of the mythical rod. It is pretty good. It is pretty good. Good luck. Actually, no, the stats suck. Why do people use this? I have no idea. I actually just stay with the scruffy rod. Honestly, I thought the stats were way better. But basically, it has a 30% chance for the fish to be rainbow. That's why people use this rod. They don't really use it for the stats. The fact that it has a 30% chance for the fish to be rainbow is crazy because the mythical enchant is really good. But these stats suck. I won't lie. You're going to have to enchant this rod with resilience. And then, even when you enchant it with resilience, it still didn't have a terrible lure speed. It still didn't have just mediocre luck. So honestly, you could use the scruffy rod for a long time. Like, if you wanted to use the scruffy rod for a long time and not get the mythical rod, you could. The only reason why people get the mythical rod is because it gets the mythical enchant, which does give a lot of money. So the mythical rod is still probably better to get, but the scruffy rod is not bad at all. If you didn't want to get the mythical rod, I would say honestly you don't have to. But yeah, for the trident, you guys already know where to get the trident. It's at Desolate Deep. If you don't know how to get the trident, then just search it up on YouTube. But basically, it takes 5 enchant relics. The 5 enchant relics you're going to buy up here at Sunstone, so that's going to be 55k. Then you're going to have to spend all your time at Desolate Deep completing the whole bestiary, which I haven't even done myself because getting the sea mine genuinely takes like 2,000 crab cages. So yeah, you're going to have to complete this whole thing and spend 150k. In all honesty, I don't personally think that's really worth it. What I would do would get the mythical rod. I would go to Sunstone, I would buy a bunch of enchant relics until you get resilience on your mythical rod. Once when you do that, I would go down to the depths of Vertido, and I would just farm there because that is the new best money method. And then I would get the 750k for the Rod of the Depths because that is going to be the new best rod inside the game. Because you guys see the stats, 65% lure speed, 130% lead, 0.15 control, 10 resilience with a max AG of 30,000. Now, the only other rod that you are going to ever get after the Rod of the Depths is going to be the No Life rod, which honestly isn't even that crazy. Once when you get the Rod of the Depths, I would say you're honestly fine. You guys see the stats, like it's not that much worse than the No Life rod. Actually, it has more luck. It has damn near the same resilience. Like it honestly is genuinely basically the same. So basically, the new rod progression for fish, it has changed a decent amount, I won't lie. So what you're going to do, you're starting off with the flimsy rod. Then you're going into the carbon rod. Once when you get the carbon rod, well, another rod that you can get as well is going to be the magnet rod. That's mainly for getting bait, and honestly, bait is not worth it. This meta of getting the magnet rod and selling bait crates just really isn't worth it. So yeah, flimsy rod, into carbon rod, into the steady rod, into the scruffy rod. Now, once when you get the scruffy rod, this is where it starts to get sharpened up a little bit, because the scruffy rod stats is actually so good to where it kind of messes with you a little bit, because you can go for the mythical rod, but the mythical rod has worse stats than the scruffy rod, and all that you're really getting is going to be the mythical enchant, which yes, it's a good enchant. It actually is a really good enchant. This is my personal recommendation. You're starting off with the flimsy rod, you're going into the carbon rod, you're getting the steady rod, you're gonna get the scruffy rod, you're gonna use this for a long time, and then you're gonna get the mythical rod, and then you're going to go down to the depths of Vertido and honestly just farm there until you get 750k and just get the Rod of the Depths. In my own opinion, getting the Trident Rod really isn't worth it that much anymore. It is a very good rod, don't get me wrong, but just the fact that it takes the enchant relics, that's going to be like 50k right there, and then it's going to take another 150k and you completing the whole bestiary. The amount of time that's going to take for you to do all that, you could just buy the mythical rod, go down to the depths of Vertido, farm there, instead of completing the bestiary for Desolate Deep, which would take like 2 hours. And while you're farming at the depths of Vertido with your mythical rod, and hopefully you enchant it with resilience, you go down there, you farm there for 2 hours instead of doing the Desolate Deep bestiary. If you just do that, you'll honestly have like 500k, and then you'll be pretty close to just getting the Rod of the Depths, and boom, you have the best rod inside the game. That's going to be my own personal suggestion. You guys can feel free to leave your own thoughts inside the comment section down below, because I just personally, I don't think without the glitch, that Trident Rod is really that worth of getting, because you're honestly fine with the mythical rod and the scruffy rod. All that you need for the mythical rod is to get it with, just get it with resilience, and you're kind of fine. The scruffy rod, you're also fine. The stats are pretty good, because yeah, honestly, the only reason why the Trident would be kind of needed is so when you did it, you can get it with hasty and have your first insta catch rod. But then you're just wasting even more money trying to get it with hasty, and it might take upwards of like 300, 400k spending it. I would just say my own personal recommendation to you guys would be to get the mythical rod and then just save until you get the rod of the depths. That's going to be my own suggestion. You guys can feel free to disagree with that, but that's going to be my own personal suggestion. If I'm being real, I would just get the mythical rod, enchant it with resilience, and fish down at the depths of Vertigo for like 3 hours. Then you'll have enough to buy the rod of the depths. So yeah, that's gonna be my own personal suggestions. You guys, hey, you guys can feel free to disagree inside the comment section down below, but that's gonna be my own recommendation. But yeah, that's it for me. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.